Do you ever hear your yoga teacher say, there's a block there or 2 blocks there for you to use if you need them? And you think, thanks, teach. How do I know if I need them? And what should I do with them? In this video, I'm going to talk about a couple of different ways that you could use blocks in butterfly, depending on what's going on for you and what you think you might need. So butterfly, as a yin shape, is a shape where we bring the feet together out in front and we sit. And it's got the potential to target your adductors and your outer hips, so your glutes, and then we eventually fold forward. So it'll target the back. But we all have different kinds of shaped bones, and we all have different amounts of tension and give in our musculature. So one of the first things that can come up for people in butterfly, I see this a lot more in male bodies, is this. And they look really kind of crammed in on themselves, and their knees are up really high. Of course, it's always a good idea if you're a teacher to ask people, where are you feeling it? Maybe their adductors are just so tight that their knees are up, they might even be shaking. So one way that you could use blocks in butterfly is to take one on either side and actually have them underneath the knees for them to rest into something. And that might just give you a bit of that feeling of let go so that you can start to come forward. So what about the person that comes into butterfly? Maybe their knees are on the floor because their tissue has enough give and their bones allow for it, and they're really quite far forward. Something that you can offer somebody in that position could be to put a block underneath the feet. So putting a block underneath the feet, be mindful of the outer malleolus bones, which probably won't like being pushed right into the block. This will raise the legs a little bit higher, and maybe do be mindful of the feeling you get in the medial side of your knees, but maybe it will heighten the feeling of the outer hips when you come forward. That might be way too much for some people as well. So these are just things to try. And then another option is for the head. So sometimes we come forward into butterfly and we let the head release. But the weight of the head can feel a little bit too much to begin with, especially down the back, down into the sacrum area. So you might use your block to actually rest your forearms on. You might have the forearms on the block and then rest your chin in your hands or your forehead into your hands. Gradually, as you move through the posture, you might change that to 2 fists on the block, or 2 flat hands, or head on the block. Maybe you need a different height. The props really are amazing at being able to support you as you take sensations up or down in the posture. And remember, your body is always going to feel different every time you roll out your mat. So hopefully at least one of those was useful for you today. Enjoy your butterfly practice.